Hello and welcome to Dave's Arcade again. Another stream for today, and I'm gonna have to switch back and forth between screens here so I can also see chat, but let's do well, I'm gonna have to do it this way. So if you've watched previous ones, I have gotten a 3D printer and I've been printing a lot of stuff over the last few weeks and getting pretty good at it. So I tried my hand at some design using just some Google SketchUp. I don't know if Google has it. Maybe Google owned it, but it's called SketchUp. And let me make sure my mic's going. Anyway, so I have made one of these already, and I'll show you really quick. But it didn't turn out well the results, I mean, the dimensions are perfect. So let me go back to my OBS so you can see. So this is the lava lamp 3D printed base. And it's also a 3D printed cap too. So the globe, so I bought, if you've watched me before, I have lots of lava lamps in my arcade. And I had bought a lot of these, like meaning like 7 or 8 at one time. And in the box, there was a couple of globes without bases. And so, you know, it's a pretty simple design. It's two cones on top of each other, and then you put a light bulb in the middle, and so there's like a little socket inside the base, and then have a cord coming out, and then that socket needs to attach inside. So pretty simple, right? Well, the complexity to this is it uses, the way a lava lamp works is it uses a incandescent 40-watt appliance bulb on the inside, and they get pretty hot. And I looked it up. It's like, well, how hot does it get? And the Google said that it gets to 60 C. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm printing with PLA filament, and that melts at 200 C, so I should have more than enough, right? Well, Google was wrong. I actually measured at the bulb, and it was like 120 C. So basically, as soon as I turned this thing on, it started to melt and get soft. So what do I do from there? I have one other attempt, and that is using ABS plastic. And ABS melts at a higher temperature than PLA, but there are some nuances to making it work. I'm not an expert at it, but you have to extrude it at like 230 versus 200, somewhere between 230 and 260, which is about as high as the nozzle will even go on a 3D printer. And then you also need to preheat the bed, the print bed. So anyway, so I had designed the base, which essentially is 2 cones on top of each other. I did make an indent thing for the nut that goes through this. That's where the lamp will go. And zoom out here, and then it's hollow on the inside. So it looks a bit squished in the view here, and so basically what I need to do is, once you have a 3-dimensional object designed, you have to put it into what's called a slicer. So I know from doing this before, if something gets messed up along the way going from this program to the slicer. And a slicer is basically it is a program that, this is something that I was printing earlier today. These are just clips. Let me show you the 3-dimensional. These are just clips of like to hold a broom or whatever. These things open up and it like clamps in there, so it's kind of a useful little tool. Anyway, so I was doing some smaller test prints with ABS, and just to get the settings down before I printed something really big like this base, because it's going to take probably about 8 hours to print. Anyway, so I'm going to delete these out of here, and then I'm going to add the quiet, no barking. I'm upstairs, not in the arcade. So I need this one, and so you can see it imports into this slicer way too big. So the size is down here, so 221 millimeters, but I need it to be 106.2 is the base. Yeah, so as long as I get it to 106.2, then it should be 1:1. So I need I know I wrote it down, what the percentage was. Uh, 49.96. Okay, so I can scale this to 49.96, and it should be 106.1 for the diameter. Is that what I had on the SketchUp file? 106.2. So I need to go up a little bit more. Scale. Let's see what 9.7 does. I only went up a little bit. I do 50. Almost. 50.1. Nope. Nope. So you do like 0.5. Getting closer. 106.23. To 1. Well, that's probably close enough. Okay. Now, I need to, so I'll show you, you have these different parameters in your print settings that you have to set up with all 3D prints. And so if you look at it, this one currently has, infill, but we don't need that. We need to take the infill out. So if I go into print settings and I want 0% infill because we want this thing to be hollow. And I want the top layer, I want this to be 0, otherwise it's going to close it off, cap it off at the top. The bottom I want to be fairly thick because I'm going to be attaching a screw to it, or a bolt to it, so I'm going to make that 6 layers thick. And then the horizontal shells, the perimeters, that's the side walls, I'm going to make those basically 4 layers thick. Okay, so I got that. I got my this skirt and brim thing. This is, so basically this is just to purge some filament out, just to get the nozzle primed prior to. If you have like a smaller part that doesn't have a lot of surface area, a brim is used to basically extend out its surface area so it'll stick to the print bed easier. Then you can also, like, these are speed settings and stuff. I'm not going to mess with those because I already have it at a pretty good speed. Let's see. There are some other stuff in here for, like, you know, as the thing makes moves, tells it like how much to retract the filament and stuff like that. So anyway, so this is the important stuff with ABS plastic. So it melts at 235 C, and I'm going to keep the print bed at 110 C the whole way. So when I run PLA, I'm running it at 200 C, and typically I'd have the print bed at like, what did I have? I think it's like 60 or no, like 80 degrees or something, just for the first layer, and then I shut it off. You don't, honestly, you don't even need a heated print bed. It just, PLA is easier to work with. Anyway, going back to this platter, zoom out a bit. Okay, so if I go to preview, and here, oh, look at that. It did put the indent in here. Huh. So, since it did put the indent, last time it didn't do that for me. So what I'm going to have to do is maybe generate support material. And then, is it going to do anything there? I don't think it is. Well, it's not a huge deal if it does. We'll see what happens. Okay. I need to zoom out a bit. All right, so as this thing builds up, keeps going, and then it fans out, it goes all the way up. Okay. All right, that is what it's going to print, but I know, let me go back to the 3D. Looking at this, it's not tall enough yet. I have the width, but I have 91.8 height. I'll go back to this and do a measurement on it, going from here down to here is 183.59. And what was my notes? Yeah, 183.6. So I need to scale this thing up. Click here. I go to Object. scale along the z-axis. So because you got X, Y, and Z going up. What did I say? 183.6. There we go. Now I go back to the preview. And we have a hollow lamp base. Yay! Okay. There it is. So now, that's what this slicer does, is it makes the different layers. And it's what communicates with the 3D printer to make it do what it's supposed to do. So now I need to put it onto this little SD card. So I go to platter, export G-code. I go into be in here. Yeah. Lava lamp base. Save. There we go. Let that finish up. Take this out and go back to OBS. Hey Dave Popadick, how you doing? Jack Daniels, how you doing? Sorry, it was in between screens. When I'm sharing my desktop, it's hard to look at OBS. All right, so now I go to change, not desktop. I need this one. All right. So this is an Ender 5 Pro. The reason I got this is because a friend of mine, you might know him on Pinside, he goes by Toyota Boy. Joe Zinkus, he knows a lot about 3D printing. So, I'm going to get this going here. Print from the SD card. While that's heating up, I'm going to clean off the print bed a bit. So I am using a PEI print bed or plate. It's kind of like a clear-coated print bed or something. Some sort of poly type print bed. So I got to get all the way up to 110 on this thing to start. What? Jack Daniels, you ordered some merch? I'm wearing the hat, and I have the sweatshirt of the mad scientist. But thanks, man. I actually so the merch is I dropped it down to nothing. I make $0 on anything. I wanted it to make it very affordable, and it doesn't mean, like, the way I looked at it, if I sold a shirt, I would, because they even take a portion of like the I was going to post that link too, so thanks for reminding me. They even take a portion of like whatever profit I would get, so it's not really, I mean, I'd make like 34 cents or something. So if you want to check it out, it's, the link is there at Streamlabs. I know Mark's Basement Arcade was asking for just a basic logo t-shirt, so I will add that soon. And then I think I'll be adding a couple more designs, as we were brainstorming that when I was painting a couple streams ago. So so I'll probably add a couple more designs. Anyway, we'll let this get up to temp and start, and it's, like I said, it's going to take like 8 hours, so this will be a really quick stream here just to show you what I'm working on. The cool thing that you'll get to see is as soon as it's done printing and I put it, I got to take the guts out of this base and put it into the new one. I think I'll also do like, I'll take some like aluminum foil and do like a heat sink around the bulb to hopefully kind of keep some of the heat away from the plastic. And so you can join and watch, hopefully, either a success or epic fail of this 3D print. So it'd be really cool if it worked. Let me see where I'm at for temperature. Yeah, I'm getting there. Bed's almost at 90. Awesome. And Jack Daniels, you do you have some 3D printed stuff for Hot Wheels, right? I think I saw that on why don't we look, I'll look for that real quick. It was on Thingiverse. Let me go to the desktop while we're waiting for this thing to heat up. It was somewhere in here. Yeah, here we go. You got the pizza building and the Draven Tower. Right there, Jack Daniels. So I'm very interested in how the heck you were able to create this. I mean, there's a lot of detail in this. So that really beats the crap out of my lava lamp, which is 2 cones smashed together. But super cool. I'll have to print this. Yeah, that's awesome. Turn that off. But yeah, so you must be pretty good at CAD then, or SolidWorks to design those. That's a lot of detail. I did see some really cool, well, there wouldn't, because you'd have to take it from like just examples from the show and then kind of put it together. Okay. Well, I'll give it a print. I'll switch back to PLA for that one because I think I want to print it in white, and then I could paint it. That'd probably be easier. Yeah. Maybe if I hollow it out, I could probably put lights in it or something. So that'd be cool. Let me see where I'm at for temperature quick. Still almost there. 100 degrees on the bed. And then the nozzle will start heating up. This is my upstairs arcade. I'm in the way. These are all my EMs. Hardly anybody gets to see these ever. So these are I have 2 Zaccaria EMs. Actually, I can probably make my webcam bigger. I think it's control. There we go. So I have Zaccaria Combat, Aerobatics, and then I have 3 Sonic games: Faces, Mars Trek, and Butterfly. That's where I keep all my EMs are upstairs. Make myself small again. There we go. And it's always good to watch at least the first layer. I'll probably end up, once the first 4 layers go down and I get that base done, then I can crank up the speed to probably like 150% higher, and then that should cut down on some of the time. Oh, the pizza building is way easier to print. Decided to go for a modular version. Okay, cool. So I take it you've been doing this kind of stuff for years. I am just getting started, so I need to learn about supports and design, and I mean, I'm getting pretty good at the settings and that kind of stuff, but there's this other program that I just downloaded called like Mix Maker or something, where basically you can go in and create custom supports and do a bunch of crazy stuff to prepare it for the slicer. That way you can do some of those crazy characters and intricate things that have like overhanging stuff. I'll get there. You're playing Lego, so the roof is pretty hard to print without supports. So it would be better to print the roof separately, not on top of the tower. Oh, okay. So I think what I'd have to do for that, go back to the desktop here, in order to do that, I think I can take your STL file, and then where is it? I can do this mesh mixer. So if I open this up, let me take your mesh mixer. So if I go take your file, download this. All right, so there is a thing where I can there's a thing to slice the top of it off. Forgive me, I'm very new at this. I only played around with it a little bit. It was basically there's something in here to cut it off, and then you just draw a line and it cuts this thing, and then I can just print the one piece, and then the rest I can do hollow, and then I just glue them together later. But you probably know all about that. Go back to this. Oh, it's the first you ever made? Oh my god. Huh. So what program did you use to design it? Go back to not this. I mean, to put all those windows and everything in there, that's very ambitious. The nozzle's heating up here. It should start moving in a minute or two, and we can see it do its thing. Yeah, we're at 2:30, so should be moving here in a second. Oh, Tinkercad. It's gonna do the first purging out the nozzle to start. Well, that's awesome. Well, I think there's all kinds of stuff that you could do with it. Yeah, so that outside line is the purge line. The inner circle that it just did is for that that concave piece, and now it's just gonna fill in the whole circle here and do 4 layers of that. So we have a long time of this over and over and over again. But anyway, I won't make people suffer through watching the whole layer print, but I'll look at the biggest thing is to make sure that it's mushing onto the print bed good for this first layer, which it looks like it is. In fact, once this purge line is done, I can actually peel this off. That doesn't need to be on there. There we go. Awesome. Well, I think what I'll do is there anybody I can pass you to? I think what I'll do is once this thing gets done, I will show. Today someone sold a Hot Wheels in a German forum, and your mod was inside. Oh, that's awesome! Very cool. Well, I'm sure if people asked you, you could probably, because not everybody has the ability to print. You could probably sell them. Where is? I might be the only one streaming on Pinball right now. Yep. Anyway. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. I'm not going to let you or make you suffer through printing this whole thing. So I will check back in once this thing is done, and we'll go through putting the light bulb into the base, attaching that, and you can see me either succeed or epically fail on melting this thing. So that'll be fun. All right, that's it for now. Appreciate you hanging out, and we will catch you next time.